Losing fat is unquestionably a task that most people struggle with. But fear not, for in this video I'm going to show you the most effective strategies you can deploy to enter a state of rapid fat loss. But before we get started with how you can lose fat, make sure to like and subscribe. You should not only lose fat, but improve your life as a whole. Now I don't know what you've heard on fat loss, but there's only one scientifically proven method to lose fat. That is through eating less calories into maintenance calories, a process known as cutting. Everything else you've heard is inaccurate. So now when we go on a cut, we should aim to eat 300 to 700 calories less than our maintenance calories. And now that we know the key to losing fat, let's get started on how we can effectively go on a cut. As if done improperly, you will inevitably quit the diet. As for myself, I've had a substantial amount of experience with cutting in the last 2 years. I know all the tactics to make staying on a cut a simple, painless and enjoyable process. And as for those of you apprehensive towards going on a cut, let me tell you just how enjoyable this process is. Right now I'm on a cut and can genuinely tell you I prefer cutting to bulking. You may think because you're eating less, you're going to feel weak, tired and lethargic. But that's far from the truth. While bulking, I find myself full all day long. And because I'm full, I tend to feel sleepier and less energetic, as there's a lot of food in my stomach. Hence, I'd much rather just sit down and do nothing. While on a cut, I feel energized and more motivated to do my daily tasks. As humans, our bodies are inherently designed to exhibit greater strength and energy when our stomachs are empty. This is to ensure we have the necessary energy to allocate food. Secondly, on a cut, you save an immense amount of time during the day. One of the major downsides of bulking is you spend a considerable portion of the day just eating, as our bodies need a lot of food and there's only so much we can consume in one sitting. While on a cut, you spend less time eating, giving you more time to focus on your more important tasks. Last but not least, the end result of the cut is the best. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever compete with the feeling you experience when you finally lose fat and see all your hard work pay off. What I'm trying to explain here, don't let the idea of feeling a little bit hungry fool you from the countless benefits you experience when on a cut. Now the part most people mess up is how to stay consistent while you're on a cut. But fear not, for I'm about to reveal my secrets on how you can maintain a cutting phase while simultaneously enjoying life. The first step you want to take is increase your activity level. Now when your activity level goes up, automatically your maintenance calories go up. And the good part about this is you can get a lot of activity in the day. Now from this statement, I can predict that you have two objections. 1. When I feel more hungry, the more I exercise. 2. Exercising a lot can be hard. Answering your first query, when you increase your maintenance calories to such a high extent, it eventually becomes difficult to even eat that much food. For example, if your current maintenance calories are 2400 after you configure it on the calorie calculator website for 4 to 5 days of exercise per week, you could get that up to approximately 2900 by increasing your activity level to 6 to 7 times per week of intense exercise. You can calculate all this information on caloriecalculator.net, by the way. Now that your maintenance calories is up to around 2900, you find it difficult to even eat that much, which in turn makes eating on a deficit a simple task. Especially when you implement my next step. Before we get into the next step, it's time to answer your second objection. Exercising a lot does not have to be hard. There are many activities you can do that make you feel like you're having fun rather than exercising. These include squash, tennis, running with friends, walks, cricket, football, cycling. The list goes on. Stop thinking more exercise means more hours on the Stairmaster or elliptical machine. Try exercising outdoors just as I do. You can both enjoy nature and get your exercise done. There's no feeling like running during sunrise or playing early morning squash with your friends. Number 2. Eat more whole foods, big in volume but low in calories. This by far makes it extremely simple for 80% of the population. And I'm not here at the last point, which is by far the most effective one of them all. So now we want to try and eat more whole foods such as meats, fruits, vegetables, Greek yogurt, oatmeal, milk, etc. Personally, I find fruit and milk to be the most filling from the list. It doesn't matter if you eat 1800 calories and your maintenance calories are 2900. If you eat whole foods that fill up your stomach, it's almost impossible to feel full after that. 200 grams of watermelon is only 60 calories. 200 grams of strawberries is also 60 calories. You combine that with Greek yogurt and honey and you've got yourself a delicious dessert, which works as a more healthy and filling replacement for cake and other desserts. It's almost impossible to reach that maintenance calorie goal when you eat the right food. Hence you lose fat effortlessly. Last but definitely not least, intermittent fasting. The game's over now. It's almost impossible to gain fat while intermittent fasting. This strategy worked so well for me, I effortlessly lost 20 pounds in 3 months. Now the way we do this is restrict ourselves from eating during a certain time period. For example, when you wake up at 7 a.m, don't eat anything until 2 p.m. when you have lunch. And then once you're finished with your final meal at 9 p.m, don't eat anything after that. That gives you only 7 hours to consume your entire calorie intake. And let's say your maintenance is 2900. And now you're gonna eat 2200 calories. You have now effectively made the real challenge eating enough. As putting morning time aside, you will feel perfectly full during the day, which will energize you for your workout and make sure you don't go to sleep while you're still hungry. As for what to do between the time you wake up and lunchtime, have I got good news for you. Since your stomach is empty, you're gonna get all your important tasks done during this time. This could be going to school, work, etc. when you are your most energized and alert. This strategy is so effective, it's almost like a cheat code. Because during this time, you both lose fat and skyrocket your productivity. With these 3 steps I've mentioned, I guarantee you lose fat and have a blast throughout. As for those who may have issues with these steps, claiming, I can't get work done when I'm hungry. Just like anything, practice makes perfect. The first few days will always be rough whenever you try anything new. Initially, you're going to face difficulties, but I want you to recognize the might of our vessels. Throughout history, humans have constantly adapted to different conditions and flourished. You ever think to yourself, how do people live in Siberia when it's cold all year long? Or how people live in Africa with scarce water and scorching temperatures? It's all about adapting. Have faith that your body will eventually adapt to these new conditions. And after a week or 2, you won't even notice the hunger. I 100% believe you can do this. It's a piece of cake for you. Don't think too deeply about it, just do it. You have much more important things in life to focus on other than how much you're eating. So I want you to make a plan, stick to it, and don't look back. Other excuses could be I don't like fruits or it's hard to eat meat. I'm not saying your excuses aren't valid. Of course, some people don't like fruits. And of course, there are people who have a hard time consuming meat, including me. But remember, there's a solution to everything if you think hard enough. To solve the meat issue, try having minced meat just as I do. It makes chewing a lot more easy. And as for not liking fruits, maybe you're having it wrong. Initially, I used to hate having fruits because I found it quite boring to just eat them by themselves. What I did was combine 2 to 4 fruits together, add some honey, Greek yogurt, granola, whatever your heart desires. And now you've got yourself a delicious fruit bowl. And if you're feeling peckish, don't forget to search for those high protein and low calorie meal recipes on Instagram or YouTube, as they really help me deal with cravings on my gut without sacrificing any calories. At the end of the day, my friend, it's all about how bad you want it. I have made this extremely simple for you. If you still think this is hard, well, that's your choice. But if you decide to embark on this journey, I respect you. And here are some words of wisdom from someone who has been doing this for a while now. If you make a meal plan that works well for you, over time you'll stop getting cravings for fast food. I have had 5 cheat meals, not even cheat days, in the last 2 months. The truth is you eventually get over it. Your body stops seeing food as a reward, but rather a resource. So even if you're struggling right now, I promise as time goes by, everything will fall into place, as long as you persist. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Have a good day and keep working on becoming your best self.